Hello, welcome to my channel, Age Illustrations, and welcome back. If take two, come on, brain, get yourself in gear. You can do this, right? And welcome along to my channel, Age Restorations. Now, hope you're well. Fuck's sake, I can't even talk to you. Hi, welcome along to my channel. What am I doing, picking my hair? I don't know. Flipping it. Will you help me out here? Will you? And why is this not focusing again? I'm going to get somebody in a minute. Follow the finger.
Restorations where all turns new. Bikes and cars revived, it's quite a view. With Kaz and Winnie, the restoration team will make these classics fulfill their dream. Watch us change from rust to shining chrome. It's built a journey, glad you've come along. If our restorations get your motor running, like and subscribe, keep the channel humming.
Hi, welcome along to my channel, or welcome back if that is the case. You're all welcome, everyone's welcome. I don't do Patreon or anything like that, so if you could just show a little appreciation and hit the like button for me and press the subscribe to get further notifications. No, that's the notification button. Three things. Thank you very much. I would appreciate it. It will help the channel immensely. Right, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know what I'm all about. If you haven't seen any more of my videos, have a look. Like I say, like and subscribe, and then take a look at my library. I've got over 300 videos of various things, mainly restorations of objects and things. Some fixes in there, a little bit about depression and anxiety, a little bit about rheumatoid arthritis and the after effects of that kind of thing. So generally we cover quite a bit here, don't we, Rosie? This is quality control, by the way. He's controlling his ears for the gate to work for Mummy to return. Right, something completely different today, and it is along the lines of that kind of stuff. It is nonetheless the Zen Studios arcade 1-up pinball machine, and here it is. Wow, I hear you cry. Wow. And here it is. Those of you that know can just fast forward to whichever part you like. Those of you that don't know, this is a arcade simulator. It's a pinball simulator. Why is nothing focusing? That's better. Made by Zen Studios. Let's get rid of that light because nobody can see anything with that light on. Zen Studios Arcade 1-up. It is a beautifully crafted pinball machine. Well, pinball simulation machine. Basically, it's a computer with an LCD screen. The artwork is just sublime. Look at that. It's fantastic. Oh, you got all your old favourites there. Look, there's Copper Man, and yeah, we got Cookie Monster there, and we got Captain Scarlet, and all these Mysterons, yeah, and yeah, we've got a unicorn. So it's all there. It's all there. It shows what I know about stuff like this, doesn't it? Which is quite not a lot. Now, you get these tables in three configurations in 2023-24. You get the Marvel one, which is the one that I have. You can get Star Wars, or you can get the Williams. Basically, 10 Williams tables. The Star Wars is 10 Star Wars pinball machine or pinball simulations, and the Marvel is 10 Marvel different, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Iron Lung, and Arachnid Man, that kind of thing. Copyright, watch out. So yeah, I've managed to acquire one that wasn't very well. I think they're either $600 odd, to buy US. In the UK, it's a lot cheaper. It's only £5.99. So yeah, you work that out. It's hell of a saving, you know. So yes, I'm stupid. This is, if you only just realised, I'm just going to drop the bombshell there. I'm a bit stupid. Now, in all seriousness, I do stutter. I have cognitive issue now and again because my head isn't in the right place sometimes. Right, that's all that side. Right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about pinball. It is beautiful, so I'll turn it on. Let's turn it on. I hope everything's plugged in there. Let's turn it on. Nothing's happened because you have to press the on-off button. And then this happens. I'm going to turn the light off because we have a little twirly-whirly thing in the middle of the screen there. And we have a DMD, which is a dot matrix display. There, you've learned something now, haven't you? You learned something already. Now, when this starts up, it's not going to be your normal Marvel boards on here because I have done a modification that incorporates the 10 Marvel, the 10 Star Wars, and the 10 Williams tables. I've used my tiny little brain and 2 days and my laptop, wherever that is, and the interweb and this finger, and I have managed to do some programming to get some files working to install them all, and here we are. Normally you'd just see that Marvel pinball like that. Now we can scroll through these using the right flipper button. Okay, so we got Williams pinball, Zen pinball. Oh yeah, forgot about that. I've got no games on these. And Pinball Arcade, I've got no games on there either. It's just an empty shell. That's basically a console waiting for ROMs, as is Zen Pinball waiting for ROMs. You can download your games that you buy on Steam, because Zen Pinball is on Steam, and the other arcade one, I don't know anything about that last arcade one. You have to do your own homework. So, getting back to where we are, this is what I have. Williams pinball. Oops, go back. So we've got Feisty Fish, or whatever that's called. That is Arabian Nights. So there's your Williams, not the really old classic Williams, going back to probably 80s and upwards. Star Wars. Now this is absolutely incredible, and the sounds are stereophonic. Well, not, they're just in stereo. That is another reason why I'm making this video today. I'm just going to show you something quickly. Yes, you know I like to tinker. You know I like to tinker. We've got two more over there. We've got lots of, we've got a soldering station there and all kinds of mismatchy stuff. So you know something's going to go on, don't you? Anyway, let's continue. Where were we? Right, Star Wars. So let's go again this way. And we come to the original game, which was on this machine, Marvel. And we'll run through the games in a second. So that does nothing else. So let's go into Marvel. So we'll press yes, please. And then it will just go into, very quickly, Zen Studios. Let's get rid of that light again because it blurs everything out. Press launch to continue. Okay, we have one of these. That shows you what you can do with all the different buttons. Okay. So if we press launch again, we go into this board, and if you just scroll right, goes on to the different boards. You've got volume there. which is, that's up full, but there's a reason that's very quiet, and I'll show you that in a second. Let's do, say we're on Marvel A-Force and we want to play that game. We just press this button here. Oh, it's loading. Bugger. I'm going to put that volume down. There's a reason for that. Okay. So, because I've pressed this button here, this comes up. It's the table guide. You read it. Okay, and then you press the right flipper and it goes across to another page. And you read that, and look how many pages there are. There are literally lots to read. Lots and lots to read. So we'll press launch again to go back. And we've come onto there. This button, let's go back again. I know, where are we? Oh, bugger. Here. Hang on, I want to go back. What goes up and down? I thought that went up and down. Oh, cock. Right, got it. I needed just to press that, and then it goes back into left and right flipper, goes up and down. So let's go back to back, press launch, and that's where we were. So the launch button plays the game. Okay. If we want to adjust the settings, we press this button, and then we come into this menu. Now, music volume, you can see, was actually, oops, hang on. Yes, please. Music volume was down there, although that was up fully. Now I'm going to turn this right off and then turn it up on here, and then turn it up a little bit. And it does go very loud indeed. So let's bring that. I like to have it about there and have better game volumes, you know, speech and flippers and things like that. So let's just, okay, yeah, we'll have that. And you can come down, sound effects and all that. Solenoids on, which give you a little bit of a kick when you press your flippers. All this kind of stuff. Nudge sensitivity. Now to nudge, you literally give it a beating because it's got an accelerometer in there, and I'll show you that in just a second. Right, let's go down to back, hit the button, and there we go. Marvel. Should we just play it and just see?
Marvel's Women of Power.
Oh my god, that's a bit loud. Single player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player. You take one ball each. So player 1 plays, ball loses, player 2 steps up, and player 3, and so on and so forth. Right. So it loads that game, and then off you go. Brilliant cinematics. It is fantastic. I've got to say, I used to own a Williams pinball. Let me turn that down again. I used to own a Williams 1963 proper table, El Toro. No, it mustn't fall into the wrong hands, you see, because it's just bad.
What in the world just happened?
You've destroyed the cosmic cube. In the name of Hydra, I should just finish you now.
Yeah,
We don't know what's going on.
that's what I reckon, Starmer. You're done for.
But look at all those Soviet
You're
knives.
so much crap.
The cosmic cube shattered.
Okay,
Right reality? Right.
you can see how good that is. Right, let's hit the button,
Take out that searchlight before we're
and we
spotted.
have a ball in the shape of it looks like a Glock there, hand pistol, 9mm. You either have this to do. Oh, resume game, and the ball's going to go down. I know it's not. I need 2 hands obviously to play it, but you're going to get the idea. Let's turn that off. My usual waffling gets me nowhere. Oh, that's what people hate about this channel. I go on too much. I have verbal diarrhea. I have issues. Okay? But I am me. You'll only get honesty from me about anything. Right, so what am I going to do to this magnificent table that I haven't already done? I installed two more sets of 10 tables. For a start, on that menu that you saw a couple of seconds ago, there was sensitivity or flipper. I forget. It's the thud you get when you press the flippers. You can toggle that on or off. Okay. Now, in its stock form, which mine is, it doesn't matter whether you have it on or off. You feel very little. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And if we open this up, you'll see exactly why. Now, I've prepared all this already, and I've taken the screws out, okay, and the bolts. The bolts are elsewhere. I'm not going to get bogged down with where they are. So we have 3 screws on the side. 1, 2, 3, and the same on the other side. So then this piece can lift off and go somewhere very safe indeed. And when you've got the other 2 screws that are there, this piece lifts off. And that piece lifts off, which allows you to undo 2 bolts. One there and one there, which allows you to lift this panel up and remove it. It's just a piece of wood. That's what those bolts screw into. It's like a bit of IKEA furniture type stuff. So that's that, which then allows you to remove the plexiglass. Sorry about the non-focusing, but I need to get another camera. It's as simple as that. Oh look, there's my Lidl's drill that I fixed. That's another video. We take out this picture frame. Nothing's bolted in. That's just how it is. Just sits in there, as does the plexiglass. Then you remove 4 bolts to this side, to that side, and that allows you to lift the bonnet or the hood, whichever side of the pond you're on. And when you lift that up, you have these brackets which come out and click into place. All right. This is what we have. Forget that. That's another part of my upgrade. Ha! No one saw that. All right. Just erase that from your memory. So we have basically a flat screen telly. It's 24 inch. 24 or 22? It doesn't matter. It is what it is. They are the same screen on all 3 versions of this arcade one-up pinball machine. Okay, you have your brain box there, which is basically a sort of a PC, if you like. You've got a controller here, which plugs into this. Is basically the power in, and it divides the power between screen, computer, and here it takes the power to feed the 4 solenoids, which make the knocking feel. Okay, so there's 2 bolted down to the base, which give you that sort of overall thud, if you like, and the flippers. And here are the 2 solenoids, which do, like I say, they're down here. They're nowhere near the button. You need that solenoid around the button, and I'm going to make that happen by taking these 2 off and putting them, remounting them here and there, respectively. Now, here was my dilemma. Look how long that cable is. Oh, that's even fucking worse, man. Look how long that cable is to there. There's no way that will reach around to here. It's almost taut, and that one as well. So what I've done is I've undone the 2 screws so we can move this, and then we can unplug that supply there, which goes out. Oh, that is the incoming supply from. It's just a little power pack like you have for your laptop. Basically, that's all it is. It's not like 240 volts coming in. That's all that's coming in to this pinball machine. So I thought I'll move that, and then I took this off like so. 2 screws. There's the 2 mounting holes there and there. And I had a look at this and I thought, right, I need to just take out one of these plugs, cut the cable, extend it, solder and heat shrink it, so there's enough to come over here. But then I thought to myself, that's there. Does it need to be there? Can I not just move it? Just move it down here to there. There's that what's it called? The something ohmmeter, isn't it? Accelerometer. Beg your pardon. You're shouting at the screen. I am sorry, my brain doesn't work. Okay, we have enough on this. We have enough on this cable to pull to come around to here. All right, actually, and then there'll be enough cable for this actually to reach over to here. What people do, I don't want to confuse everybody like I normally do. That's normally it. They normally bring their yellow cables out here, and then they screw those 2 solenoids on the underside of here, one here and one there, and then plug them in. So when you go to take this off, or go to take it all apart, when you lift that up, you have to then unplug your 2 solenoids before you can move that piece of wood away. And then again, it's on the top. Mind you, I suppose your thumb's on it, so you would feel that, wouldn't you? I think it's best right by your fingertips, right there. So that's still what I'm going to do. I was just second guessing myself then. So let's do that. So yeah, I've gone and got my drill out and my drill box, so I can put a little tiny drill bit in there just to do a couple of little pilot holes there and there, and I can fix this down with the lid on. So basically, I've not really, you know, cut anything or disturbed anything as yet. But what I will say is you can't have that central. You have to have it over this way quite a bit because of this plug then going in like so there. Oops, oh shit, the power's on, isn't it? Ooh, bugger. Right, yeah, we'll leave that off. So anyway, I'll do that, and then I will unscrew these. Now the reason these are quite ineffective, I mean, you can just leave them where they are and modify them, and I'll show you how in a second. And I did find this modification online already via another channel. I can't think of the guy's name. No, I think it's 2 or 3 people that have done it so far. But yeah, putting them up here. I mean, not down here. Because there we are. Let's just unplug that cable there, like so. So that's basically, it's just a solenoid. When you hit your flipper, that little control panel puts the power on and off, and the spring returns it. So that hammer basically thuds against this L bracket. Now in your doorbell, that would be a little circular bowl or a long bar. So when you press the doorbell, ding dong, well, ding, and then there'd be another plate here, which would be the dong. So it's just basically a glorified doorbell, but without a ringer. It's got a fixed plate. Now when you screw that there, the fixed plate is connected to the plastic box, okay, and it's not actually touching the woodwork anywhere. So what the guys are doing is they're taking it like this, they're unscrewing the 2 little screws for that connector, so they're pushing that back out of there, okay, moving that. And what I'm going to do is drill a little 8mm hole in the end there, because that little plug will then be coming out here. All right, coming out the end there. Then what they do, okay, is they put a screw down through there. You could always use that hole there with a washer on it. That's probably what I'll do. And a screw down there or both, and actually screw this. Screw you! Actually screw that. Sorry, beg your pardon. There, to the actual unit. So effectively, this L bracket that gets smacked by that hammer, that transfer of vibration is direct to this, absolutely direct. Okay, obviously I've got to nip that piece off there, unfortunately, unless I stick it down a little bit. Just need to have a bit of a wiggle around with it, but it will fit in there rather nicely. When we put the top down, you'll see that affects nothing, and it'll be sort of down in there like so. All right, and then obviously you just plug your plug back in, whack it all back together, and Bob's your auntie's uncle. So I'm going to be doing that right now. I'm going to do it all off camera because I've just cut myself. What a flipping cloth head. Look at that. Hospital. Dunk. I don't know what I did that on, actually. Must have been that flipping whatever it was, solenoid. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to do it off camera and I'll show you the end result and I'll play it and I'll let you know the reactions. Oh, Mrs. is back. I better go because she'll come in and go, oh, got you some chocolate. No, she hasn't. I'm diabetic, shouldn't have it. So there, I need a brew anyway. Okay, catch you in a minute, guys. Hopefully with this working, and I'll talk about what I'm going to plan to do to the sound in the future. Right, catch you in a bit. Right, I've been down the shed mucking around with my my bastard screwdriver. Or was it bastard file? Oh, it's left-handed screwdriver, that's the fella. These angle brackets that are fitted in there. Now, to allow these boxes to go in there nicely with a little bit of play, I did push it in there initially, right, but when you hit the button, it stayed in and just came out very slowly. Can you imagine trying to do that playing the game? So I have literally angle ground down that angle there on the old angle grinder, and again here it's that little triangular sort of lip on there. I've flattened it off thus. There, you see. So that's obviously, that's for that one, which buys a bit more space in here, so it doesn't really squish this poor little switch. They're not the best switches in the world, to be fair, but don't see why I should change them. Right, so anyway, modifications is basically sound. I am going to put a little bit of a woofer underneath in a little box. And I was going to upgrade the 2 front speakers, but they sound great. People do tend to change out the screen for a bigger screen. They tend to change out this plexiglass that's illuminated from behind for a screen to go in there so you can play various bits and pieces. I mean, that's fine. Absolutely fine. And in this piece here, they put like a wiggle stick and the 6 buttons in there, or the 4 or 2 or whatever, so you can literally switch over and play your Pac-Man up on the top screen. Sorry, a Pac-Man on the vertical screen here, and Defender and your Mario's and that up on the back screen. So it really, this cabinet is open up to such diverse upgrades. The sky's the limit. You can do exactly what you want with it. LED lights on the back, which go do so. Have a quick look around there on YouTube and just type in, arcade 1-up, Zen Studios pinball table mods or upgrades, and then have a look, because it is amazing. Now, what I want to achieve with mine is just a little bit more feel, because I've had original tables, old 1960s tables with all millions of contact sets in there, and I've repaired them myself. You get, when you press the flipper button, there is no solenoid to simulate the knock. There is none of that. It is proper knocking stuff. I kid you not. And the accelerometer in here is a flat little PCB with a gizmo on it. Now, in the old machines, you'd have a sort of coat hanger loop effect. That would be the anode. And a pendulum with a great big lead fishing weight on the end of it, and that would be the cathode. So, of course, when you wiggle the table, the pendulum would swing and touch the wire and then kill your flippers. Very mechanical and just bloody good fun. You could not cheat with it. On some tables, you do need to wiggle the machine, and the tilt mechanism, that accelerometer, in my eyes, is absolutely superb. I can't fault this machine. Why am I upgrading it? Because I just like a little bit of bass. Because the speakers are so good. They are so grand, and the sound effects, the Star Wars theme tune, it goes up loud. It goes up really loud, but it's just lacking that little bit of punch. You could have a disco just with this thing. So what I was going to do was disconnect the audio feed from the two little speakers up there, and I was going to install this little gizmo, which is an X-Rocker chair, well, amplifier basically. And it's also, you also get you got a transmitter as well. It's a little, it's like one of these. Where is it? It's like one of them, but about 3 times as thick. Put a AA battery in it, and you can, you know, do the volume. And it say you've put an inputs into into these. You just wirelessly did it via your remote control. You just select the switch, and you can see the antenna picture there. Look. And yeah, let's just turn it off a minute. That's better. The old antenna picture. 1, 2, and 3. Headphones, audio in, MPS in, and your inputs. This thing glows blue, a beautiful blue. There's no click on it. That's just the volume. And then you can turn up the shaker base here. Simple as that. And then you've got your on-off button, powered by, I think it's 9 volt. Yeah, 9 volt, 1 amp. Power supply. Obviously that will have to be blanked off and resoldered from there back with via a fuse. I was going to be sacrilegious and chop that in the front there, because that would be fitting because of the X-Men, wouldn't it? And you got the blue halo there. That would be Iron Lung. And I don't think that looks too bad. Okay, you could hide these, or I could just hide the whole flipping lot and just have that piece on the front with the volume switch and the bass up and down. Simple, isn't it? Everything plugs into the back there via those little tiny connectors there. So your subwoofer plugs into this. Yeah. Here's your tiny little sub driver, little 8 ohm 10 watt. That is enough. When you're playing, you know, anything on your X-Rocker chair, and you've got your bass up, that vibration and the stereo speakers by your ears in the top of the chair, my golly, it's if you've got a really good game, it's doubly better, because you've got that theatrical, you've got that sound. It immerses you completely in the play, and that's what this little simulator needs. It just needs to suck you right in, and with the right sound, that's exactly what it's going to do. So the little feeler solenoids are just the icing on the cake. Now let's have a look at this a bit closer. What have you done, E.T.? Well, I've undone the 2 little screws there and there. Okay, so and pushed that back through. I then drilled 4 little holes, one there, one there, one there, and one there. What are they for? Well, they are basically to screw a screw down through there into there. Just a holding screw there and a holding screw beneath that solenoid actuator rod. So basically what I'll do is I will pull that back, misses, and then put the screw in and do it up, and then let go. So that will effectively sit exactly pretty much there. Now I was going to cut these nibs off, or that nib off the top. Well, actually that's going to be the bottom, isn't it? Yeah, what did I want? Yeah, I wanted least power draw as possible. So if you put the solenoid up that way, it's going to take a lot less power to fire that down than it is to fire that whole way up. You see what I'm saying? So if I put it in that way, the plug goes in the bottom, in there like that, which is right there ready for it, and that's that. So I don't need to nip these bits off, which means you can put this back to stock. I'm just going to put the 2 screws with 4 there for the 2. I'm going to put 2 of those back in that original hole, so they're there. So whoever wants this, has this next, can simply put that back to exactly how it was before, and that can just get moved back. Nothing's been cut, you see. So yeah, there we go. I am going to do that. Plunger at the top, so it takes a little bit of power to force it down, and the spring has to do the work to bring the plunger away. And in that way, I think it will give it extra oomph, don't you? You know, it's like hammering down. It's like hammering up to the ceiling. You get more power hammering down into something than you do hammering up into the ceiling. That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it. So there we go. I've got to screw that back in there, plug it in, put it all back together, test it out, and have a really good time. I'm not doing the amplifier. It's basically amplifiers. It takes an audio signal in and it amplifies it. All I've got to do is run a 3.5 jack. I'd rather jack than fleet the Mac. Just fine with that soldered onto the board, and or beg your pardon, that one, and solder onto there, an audio feed, and split in to the audio signal being sent up to those 2 speakers at the back. It's not too difficult to do. I'll be running through it. When I do it, I need to sleep. I need to rest. My butt's getting kicked. The trouble is doing stuff like this, the concentration level is up there, and stuff that I would do without even blinking now takes an awful lot of thought and energy. So therefore I get tired quicker, unfortunately. But there we go. I'm going to get this Solenoid back together, put the cab back together, and have a bloody good 2 minutes playing something before I fall over and go to sleep. Right, well, I'll catch you in a sec playing the game, and I'll let you know exactly how the flippers feel there. All right, okay. It's all good. Okay, there's that one snugly screwed into place there. Nice and tight, nice and tightly butted up. A little bit awkward to do the screws. What you have to do is basically undo the 4 screws on the back there. Those little ones there, just to release the solenoid out the way, so you can just get into that screw there where the plunger would normally be sat. So it's easy enough just to, you know, drill, screw, put this back in, and then screw that to the wall, plug it in. This side, there's a little bit of a complication on this side, because you have the plunger holder here, which is normally basically like that, okay, which leaves not too much of a gap there. So where that piece of steel is there, I need to cut 2 grooves in the solenoid housing. So I basically did exactly the same again, undid the 4 bolts, so the solenoid's flopping around, that end down, did me 2 little marks there, look, so there's me 2 holes, and I put that up against there, and then I put the bracket back on there, and you see my 2 little white marks, using my white tyre writing pen. It's just basically white paint, isn't it, and a stick. Great little things for marking stuff like that. So all I need to do is just nibble out about 10 millimeters 10 millimeters there and there, and that metal tray should sit in there quite nicely. Obviously the only thing in here is the plunger itself, which is here. So get off. So that sort of sat like that, isn't it? So you've got plenty of room there. So I tell you what, this magnet is, I've got to keep my phone away from my phone. This thing is freaking lethal, I'm telling you. Oh shit, Lucy even picked up the screws on the end. Oh my god, get myself in a right mess here. Oh my god, that is so tough. That is ridiculous. Fantastic. What I've done is I've put a tiny little bit of where's my little oil can, my loyal oil can, there it is. I'm putting that back over there because that's just lethal. Use a tiny bit of gun oil. It's very, very light oil. It's superb stuff for really delicate things. So get off. I didn't put any down this end because that's where your hands are, and that's, I put a tiny bit up there. It makes so much difference. And also when I went to undo the 3 screws, which basically hold this in there, in the plate, see that goes in there like that, and then the plate goes on the back, and then these 3 screws go through the 3 holes on there. Now the thread inside this metal casting, it's all fine, but I put 3 little drops of oil in there as well. Not because I don't, they're probably undo with all the banging and crashing and vibration, but they were starting to corrode a little bit. So because it's metal on metal in there, and it was very, very dry is what I'm trying to say, I put a tiny little smidge of oil in there, and the screws run in there absolutely beautifully now. So that has got a fantastic motion. It felt a little bit grippy to start with. Now it's brilliant. So this all needs to just go back together. I've just thought I'd mention that you've got to nibble 10 centimeters in there. Probably a square centimeter would do. Make that the center of your square centimeter. So sort of there, like that. It's not going to harm this housing. It's not structural, is it? As far as that, you're not, compromising the integrity of that. Ooh, compromising the integrity, eh? Got me brew. Anyway, I'm still crackered. Can't wait to get that done. Should be about 5 minutes now. I'll be finished. Get the bat together, get the power on, and get flipping. Flipping the bird. Right. See you in a bit. Hello. All back together. I've just had a quick go on that and won the high score. Yeah, all works beautifully. Let's just fire that away. And you can hear, and the feeling, it's a pinball simulator. That's all it is. But it really, if you blindfolded, someone put you in front of this, especially with that oil plunger, look at that. Let's just press the start button. Load the ball up there. And you can feel it right by your fingertips. That is brilliant. I am so pleased with that. That modification just is a little icing on the cake and then a little cherry on top. I'm happy with that. And of course you can turn it's not exactly the volume, is it? You can turn the force down. May the force be with you, Obi-Wan. So you can turn the force down so it's quieter to the general public around you that are not watching it, trying to watch the TV or whatever. So yeah, all good. I think that was a good mod, worth doing. A little bit fiddly, but then I'll probably complicate things more than it needs to be, because that's just what I do. I'll, where I moved that plug out of the, thank you, where I moved that little white plug out of the solenoid, and I took the socket and I moved the socket and drilled 2 little holes. I put bolt, stainless steel, little miniature stainless steel nuts and bolts and washers and spring washers, even minuscule, in each one, 2 in each one, to hold that switch flush, so it won't come apart with the vibrations and things. It's just I just do that extra detail. God knows why. I think it's just because I've got the bits and I've got plenty of time on my hands. So, right, there we go. That's the end of this one. I hope you join me in my next adventure, whatever it may be. Thanks for looking. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. And forgive my tongue twisters that I tie myself up with many times. If you look at some of the older videos, I'm perfectly normal. Now I'm a Joey. So there we are. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Ah, May the 4th. Alright lads, been out this morning in the car, went down to Farnborough. That's how I managed that, I don't know, but I got back. I went down there to pick some records up. I found a guy selling 504 7-inch vinyl singles for £20. So he listed them about 2:30 in the morning about a week ago, and I was obviously up awake, and it pinged up. So I messaged him instantly, and he went, "Yeah, okay." I was supposed to pick him up Sunday, but I was too knackered. Out of the question. I felt a bit better. I messaged him last night. So I'm really sorry. He said, "Oh, I got 14 other people wanting these singles." I mean, they're half in sleeves, half out of sleeves. There, look. You know, so it's yeah, it's much of a. I'm just going through them now, just having a look, seeing what we got. Some real treasures in here. Where's the Eve of the War remix, War of the Worlds 7-inch single? Okay, now I tell you, some real classic stuff. They got Irish folk. I've got Welsh folk songs. There's a Welsh folk long player now, but I've just come across this, hence my video. Do you remember that, guys? 1975 funky moped, Jasper Carrot. Oh, I hope you're having a good one.